Okay, so today I'm just going to do a quick video to kind of go over the remote day and then also go over your quiz on Friday. So it's not really a quiz because I can't force you to memorize too much because you are allowed your notes. I can't enforce too much whether or not you have your notes for this quiz. So the first thing I just want you to know is we are moving on to a new goal this week. So it's SWEBOT. Students will be able to apply different types of heat transfer to real world examples. So that is a new goal this week. We're going to learn about heat transfer and we're going to apply it to real world examples. This is different from your atmospheric layers goal last week. So your quiz on Friday is about the atmospheric layers. So no matter what we learned this week, your quiz is on the notes from last week, from Friday, on the atmospheric layers that we took, okay? So you can start this bell work today. You don't have to start it right now. I'm just going to skip through it pretty quick. But this is very helpful for your quiz on Friday. It's just a review of last week's notes, so you can work on that today. And an explanation of the quiz, real quick, is that it's just going to be atmospheric layers, just from last week. And you can, well, it says to watch this video. And it will be very simple if you prepare ahead of time. So I'm basically going to show you the quiz right now. So, the quiz is, here we go, here's the quiz. Friday, I just want to say it's going to be the start of class. It's going to be in place of bell work. Everybody's going to be in class at the same time. It's going to be about 30 seconds per slide. The only thing is I'm going to show you right now what the quiz will look like, but I still highly encourage you to prepare because we're going to be using Pear Deck like we did last week. So I'll be on a slide for about 30 seconds and you'll have to input your answer pretty quickly, and then I'm going to change slides and you won't be able to input your answer anymore. So the only reason I don't mind showing you the quiz ahead of time, but I do still highly encourage you to prepare ahead of time. Memorize your facts. You have to write your facts in your own words. You're welcome to use your notes. Don't stall though. So if the first time you pull your notes out is in the middle of the quiz on Friday, you are not going to be able to fill in the fact fast enough before I turn the slide. So I'm just going to show you right now what everything looks like, and you need to prepare ahead of time in whatever way you feel is best. But I'm going to grade you based on whether or not you typed in a full, complete fact, not like this is the third layer, or this is the layer after the other layer. This is the layer after the troposphere. That's not a fact. This is the third layer. That's not a fact. Okay, a fact that we talked about in class that interested you, and you need to write it in your own words. And you need to prepare it ahead of time, or else you're not going to have time to type it in. Okay, so this is what the quiz is going to look like. The first question is going to be, I'm going to give you an image of from Earth to space, and you have to label each layer. And I'll give you a word bank. So that's not going to be a difficult question, especially if you have your notes. So if you have your notes and you know which layer is closest to the Earth and then which one is closest to space and everything in between, you just type those out, okay? So be prepared for that question. And then the rest of the questions are the same. So you're going to write one fact in your own words about the troposphere. You're going to write that in the answer comment block on Pear Deck like we did last week, where you could type in your answer. I'm going to leave it on that page for about 30 seconds. So you need to have the fact prepared ahead of time so that you're not scrambling to find one and then put it in your own words and then try to type it out and then, oh no, I changed the slide page. So just prepare ahead of time. Okay, and we're going to do that for every layer. You got to write one fact in your own words about the stratosphere, one fact in your own words about the mesosphere, one fact in your own words about the thermosphere, exosphere, and then I'm going to jump to those two inner layers. You have to tell me what the ozone layer is in your own words. Okay, so prepare that ahead of time, and you have to tell me what the ionosphere is in your own words. Each of those slides, I think that if you prepare ahead of time, I'm only going to stay on the slide for 30 seconds, and you'll be fine. Okay, so that is the quiz. And you should easily be able to get 100% because I just gave you the whole quiz ahead of time. And that's about it. So please prepare before Friday. The other thing is, moving on to our heat transfer notes for today, I want to make a couple of notes. today you are going to click on the heat transfer activity that's in the remote day assignment. So we're switching gears now. We're moving to today's assignment instead of Friday's quiz. It's about transferring heat. You're looking at a bunch of different images and you're organizing them into 3 groups based on similarity. How do they transfer heat from one thing to another? How are they similar? How are they different? And group them into 3 groups. I know you might be confused by this, so don't overthink it. Everyone's answers are going to be different, and I haven't given you any information in the past for you to know if you're right or wrong. So this is just to see what you can come up with, and then you need to explain it in 3 or 4 sentences. I put these together in a group because, and I put these examples together in a group because. Okay, so 3 or 4 sentences, 3 or 4 sentences, 3 or 4 sentences, and then you should be done with the activity. Okay, don't overthink it. I'm not going to grade it based on whether or not you put everything in the right groups. I'm going to grade it based on whether or not you put time and effort into thinking about it and explaining your reasoning behind why you did it. Okay? And then the other thing is you are going to prepare notes for Friday. So Friday we're going to take notes after our quiz. And you need to create a chart. Okay, so here's your chart that you're going to create on a piece of paper because you have to write out all of your notes on Friday. So you're going to create a chart that is, has 3 spots for types of heat transfer that we're going to talk about, their definitions, and then a bunch of room for examples. So this chart should take up an entire piece of paper, and if you don't draw this chart to take up an entire piece of paper, you will run out of room. Okay, so especially the examples section, leave a lot of room there because that's going to be basically all of our notes on Friday are going to go in the examples section. So copy this chart into your notes and be prepared for Friday.